right? We're dealing with Hebrews, the first chapter, right? Read that again out.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report.
So we're going to go back, right? And look up that word faith. Look up that word substance. We're dealing with a foundation, right? But we're going to look it up and see. Right? It's Strong's Greek 5287. Apostasis, right? Apostasis, right? And it says, I'm going to take this one out of there. It says, that which has foundation is firm, that which has actual existence. Okay? So it's dealing with a foundation of actual existence. You believe it according to the scriptures because it exists according to the scriptures. So you believe through faith, right? So faith is the foundation, right? Go ahead.
Through faith, we understand that the worlds...
We'll start back up at 1.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Faith is the substance, is the foundation. Evidence of things not seen. We know they exist according to the scriptures, but we can't see them. Okay? We can only imagine them. Go ahead.
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
Okay, go ahead.
Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High.
Yeah, the worlds. When you deal with that word worlds, it's dealing with ages. So the word of the Heavenly Father was prophesied that in certain periods of time, people was going to rule in different periods of time, and it was ordained, set in order by the word of the Heavenly Father. Okay? It was told to us as a people, meaning the Israelites. Go ahead.
So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
Okay, go ahead.
By faith, Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice.
Okay, that's going in that situation with Cain and Abel, right? Go ahead.
Than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gift, and by it he being dead, yet speaketh.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because the Most High had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High.
Oh, he had the testimony that he pleased the Most High. Now, dealing with Enoch, right, which Enoch had to be a so-called black man, okay? I'm saying so-called because we're not black, we're different shades of brown. So-called means not really correct. But these terms y'all understand black, okay? Because Esau had brainwashed you. But he had to be a shade of brown, man, okay? Because he come out of Adam, okay? Because he come out of Adam. Now, we finna go over there and deal with Enoch, and somebody hold me Numbers, the 12th chapter. We finna deal with Enoch. So I'm finna go over here to Genesis, the 5th chapter, right? We finna deal with Enoch real quick. Because I remember Cat Williams, when he walked by, he said, we know Enoch was black. In other words, he was not so-called white man, okay? We're going to Genesis, the 5th chapter, right? Now you got to remember, this was before the flood, okay? This was before the flood. What happened to Enoch? Okay, let me see here. All right, this was before the flood, right? It says, this Genesis, the 5th chapter, and this Genesis, the 5th chapter, in the 21st verse. Now you got to remember, these are the generations of Adam, okay? These are the generations of the Adamites, okay? And I prove it. This I'm gonna start at Genesis 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna jump to Genesis 21. It said, this is the book of the generations of Adam. In that day, the powers created man, and in the likeness of the powers made he him. Male, verse 2, male and female created he them. So it was females and men created back then. Okay? It was females and men created back then. And it was more than the Adamites back there. Okay? There was more than them. Okay? Let me see if I can remember. Now the Spirit got me jumping. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes, man. Now, let's see here. Somebody hold me Ezekiel 31 and 6. Yeah, Ezekiel 31 and 6. And it said, I read this. This is Genesis 3 and 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. In other words, they had sinned. Okay? And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord power, meaning Yahweh power, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord power among the trees of the garden. Now, let's go to Ezekiel 31 and 16 and see what that say. It said the trees amongst the garden, right? Now I'm gonna prove my point how there were more people back then. Ezekiel 31 and what I say? 16. And somebody hold me Mark 8 and 24. I said Ezekiel 31 and what? Ezekiel 31 and nah, I probably want to. Yeah, let me go to Ezekiel 31 and 6. Well, I started 8. Okay, I started 8, and it says this is Ezekiel 31 and 8. And the cedars of the garden of the power could not hide them, could not hide him, and the fair trees were not like his, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of the power was like unto him in his beauty. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of the power envied him. So going back over here to Genesis 3 and 8, And they heard the voice of the Lord power walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord power amongst the trees of the garden. So going back over here to Ezekiel 31 and 9. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of the power envied him. So how trees gonna envy somebody? It's people. So was it people back there with the Adamites? Yeah. There was people back there with the Adamites. Okay? So we're gonna link that up with Mark 8 and 24. Bring that out, somebody.
This is Mark chapter 8. Say verse 24.
Okay.
Verse 24. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking.
So this is who the world innately called Jesus, right? Healed the blind man, and he said he looked up and he see people as trees walking. So going back over there to the book of Genesis, right? And dealing with the Adamites, was it more people back there then? Yeah. It just wasn't Adam and Eve. It was the Adamites. So it was nations back there. Okay? It was nations back there. So read that again,
this is Mark chapter 8, verse 24. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking.
There you go. He said, I see men as trees walking. So that's why he had to link precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So, which I'm going back to Enoch, right? Which I'm going back to Enoch, but I want to prove this point about the serpent. So people say, it was a snake that was talking. You know what I'm saying? They'll say that, man. Super goofy Christians.
I believed it back in the day.
Yeah, you believed it back in the day. You know? But it was not an actual animal that was on the ground talking to Eve that convinced her to go off and go against the government of Yahawah. Back then it was Yahawah, but today it's YAHAWASHI, right? And I'm going to prove my point about how that serpent was a man because, like we read, them trees were people, right? And they hid themselves amongst who? The people, which were the trees, right? Now, this Isaiah 65 and 25. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together. Means it's going to be peace. Yeah. And the lion shall eat straw like the bullock. Meaning it's going to be peace. And the dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, saith the Lord. So who is the serpent today? So-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's an adversary. So it said that serpent not going to destroy in his holy mountain. Back then, how did he do it? By causing Eve to go off, right? And she talked to Adam, and then it was over with. That's when we failed. Okay? So here it is in the kingdom of heaven, because we're going to have them laws in our inward part, right? It's saying that serpent is not going to be able to destroy, okay, in all my holy mountain. What's the holy mountain? The government of Israel. It's a separate government. Mountain means government. Means it's separate. So that serpent ain't going to be able to do it. Okay? Esau ain't going to be able to do it. So going back over there to prove my point, there was people back there, and that serpent was a man, which today is Esau. And back then, he was a cunning, crafty man. But Esau is the same way today. Okay? Okay? That's his weapon, deception. And back then it was deception. But you got Eve, and Eve deceived today. She don't know what's going on. She got a question mark in her head. Okay? So going back over here to Genesis, the 5th chapter. This is the book of the generations of Adam in the day that the powers created man in the likeness of powers made he him. So people would say, when you go over to Genesis, which I know I'm jumping happy. When you go over here to Genesis, right? When the people was created, they'll say, he created man in his image. Okay? What that image is dealing with statutes, laws, and commandments. Okay? That's what the image is. When you read over in Genesis first chapter, in the 21st verse, that's when he created man. Okay? They was already created. And then he said in his image. Okay? That's when they got the statutes, laws, and commandments. Okay? Then I read it. This Genesis 1 and 20. And the power said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowls that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of the heaven. And the powers created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and the powers saw that it was good. Now, when you look up that word creature, it goes into man too. Okay, so they was already created before he gave them his image. So that's a cut for them people to say, oh, well, when you read the Bible, he created us in his image. Oh, they was already created. The image is dealing with statute, laws, and commandments. Yeah, tú no sabes nada. Yeah. Yeah. This going back over to Genesis. Genesis the 5th chapter, right? In verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In that day that the powers created man in the likeness of powers, made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their names Adam. So what were they called? Adam. There was the Adamites, man. Male and female. There was the Adamites, so it was a nation. So was it people back there with the Adamites? Yeah, because they hid themselves among the trees. In the likeness of powers made, in the male and female, this Genesis 5 and 2. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. Now he said he blessed them. Okay? Did he bless some other nation that was around? Nah, that's why that circle was mad. That's why it went to eat. Because when you read in, give me Sirach 33 and give me Sirach 33 and start at like he said he blessed them. He blessed the Adamites, right? Sirach 33 and 9.
All right, this is Sirach chapter 33, verse 9. Some of them had he made high days and hollowed them.
Yeah, he's talking about the high holy days, right? The days we're supposed to keep according to the scriptures. Go ahead.
And some of them had he made ordinary days.
Yeah, like today, it's an ordinary day. Go ahead.
And all men are from the ground.
All men are from the ground, right? He created us, right? Up under the waters, brought us forth out of the waters, and put us on the earth. You don't believe me that he created us up under the waters, right? Give me Job 26 and 5. Give me Job 26 and 5. He brought us forth out of the waters, right? And from the richest soil in the water, he brought us forth out of the waters and put us on the landmass. Okay? Let's prove what the scriptures say. I know we're jumping around, but it's all about faith. Okay? These scriptures is all about faith. It's all about believing in the Heavenly Father and His Son. And what you brothers are getting right now, nuggets. Okay? These are secrets that the mass of the people don't know. Go ahead. What I say, Job 20, 26 and 5?
Yes.
Read what you got. You got it? You got it
Oh,
loaded?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is Job 26 and 5, and it reads, "Dead things are formed from under the waters."
What? It said dead things are formed under the waters. Go ahead.
"And the inhabitants thereof."
How are you going to get around it? It said dead things are formed under the waters and the inhabitants thereof. Brought forth out of the waters, man. These secrets, man. And the soil had